Hi, I'm Sophie and I'm the Nioxin education expert for the UK. And today I wanted to talk to you about common hair factors that affect both men and women around hair loss and how Nioxin can support you on your journey. So when we think about genetics and like hereditary hair loss, this of course cannot be changed. How you're made is how you're made, and your natural makeup comes from both your mum and your dad, so it's both sides of the family. So there's no point looking just at your dad to see what your hair loss is going to be like. It's actually a combination of both. So when we're talking about natural and hair loss from genetics, you need to think about male pattern baldness and female pattern baldness. So for a female, unfortunately, it's where you lose hair more down the parting around the hairline. So some people might find that they feel that their partings are getting wider because they're losing more hair around that section, and actually the recession line is getting further back, so they feel like they haven't got as much hair around the face in particular. And then on the flip side to that, for men, a lot of men find that they lose their hair, particularly at the crown first. It starts to become like a smaller, finer patch, and then it just grows, so it gets bigger and bigger. But also it's where they recede from around the temple area. So what they do is find that their hairline gets further and further back. This is natural, and most men and women do actually see this at some point in their life. Some earlier than others, so it can be an ageing effect, but actually through hereditary and genetics it can still start from sometimes late teens and early 20s. So with this type of hair loss, it's key for you to start early. You can work with Nioxin in particular to help slow down and basically allow you to maintain what you have for longer, but also make the most of what you've got. And then of course, we can't not talk about stress. Stress and hair loss are hugely connected, and actually everybody is stressed. Everyone is stressed by trying to balance their lifestyle. But when we talk about hair loss that is linked to stress, we're talking about an increased stress time in your life, or even something that has caused trauma. So you could think of anything such as a new job, hectic work and lifestyle, even having a new baby, divorce, or even if you've had a death in the family. We're talking about traumatic situations that actually cause an increased stress level. And what happens is when you are stressed for a considerable amount of time, your body creates more testosterone, which in turn is turned into DHT, we call it. And basically that affects and interrupts the hair growth. So what ends up happening is, firstly, you see an increase in hair loss, but also when you think about how stress affects you, you have a lack of sleep because you struggle to sleep, your diet ends up changing because you could lose your appetite, but also when you think about stress, your skin changes. Your skin can become patchy, dry, or even spotty in areas. And with Nioxin, we always say that your healthy hair grows from a healthy scalp. And if you look, your skin on your face is connected to the skin on your scalp, so it's exactly the same skin. So if your facial skin is struggling to overcome stress, naturally your scalp's going to do the same. So not only can you see hair loss when you're overstressed, you can also find your hair becomes dry, dull and weak, which then in turn you worry about even more. So it's a really difficult 360 circle to come out with. So again, with Nioxin and stress, what it can help you do is firstly care for the scalp to make sure you've got the perfect scalp environment to grow your hair from, but also help you maintain healthy hair on the mid-lengths and ends. So actually you're balancing and you're getting the best of both worlds. And also, which is coming more and more and more common, is hair loss due to diet. We know that trends around diet are constantly evolving, but also people's lifestyle choices. You could be ingredient conscious, you even could be allergic to key foods out there, so you have to change your diet. But diet can massively affect the amount of hair that you lose and actually how your hair grows. So what we see more and more and more is doctors, hairdressers and trichologists do see clients with linked hair loss due to diet. And we all talk about having a balanced and healthy diet because it contains key vitamins to help your body function, and your hair is no different. So when you are suffering from hair loss due to a diet change, it's key to take a look elsewhere where you can get these vitamins from, such as supplements. And in particular, take a look at biotin, iron and vitamin B. So one of our other factors, which is slightly harder to problem solve for clients, is when you feel like you're losing hair from an underlying health concern. With these type of concerns, you do have to consult your doctor because they can actually help find out what the cure and cause is. But on top of that, your hairdresser will be able to help you overcome the cosmetic, I suppose, concern that's linked to hair loss. Because people who do suffer from hair loss are actually normally more self-conscious of it. If you're suffering with thinning hair, it also means more scalp will be on show. So when you're out in the sun, whether you're on holiday or just over in this country and you get sun exposure, you need to make sure you're protecting the skin, obviously particularly on the scalp, because any cause of burn or sun damage on there will also affect the hair loss. Also naturally it makes your skin slightly more sensitive. So what I've discussed with you today are concerns that cover both male and both females. If you do have any concerns that are more specific to you, head over to our website at nioxin.com and then you can find out about concerns that are relatable for you, and Nioxin can help you along your journey.